All right, let's take a look at how we can use that information that was in the email for the factors at Delmar, the best factors, and how you can create angles for those and get you up and running real quickly. If you're in Betmix and you're a subscriber, all you have to do is click on Tools and then Angler, and we're going to get to the Angler database, which is very powerful, and I hope that a lot of you are taking advantage of this, but I kind of get the feeling that some of you are still struggling with it. So hopefully this little video will give you some idea of how to get started with a real simple angle. So we're going to look at the email that we sent today that identifies the best angles or the best factors for certain race types at Del Mar. And if we look at that email spreadsheet, what we can see right here, let's just take a look. We'll say we'll find something that's pretty common. We'll say dirt route claiming races, and we know that from looking at this that speed last race was identified as the best angle to use at Del Mar in dirt route claiming races. And again, a route is 8 furlongs or longer, and a claiming race. And we're going to look at speed last race. So we come over to Angler, and we want to set the conditions for that. So we want to say that it's Del Mar. So you're going to expand this little drop down on race conditions. You're going to say the track is equal to Del Mar, and you hit done. Now you can add as many tracks as you want there, or as few, but obviously we're just focused on Del Mar, so we're going to say that we're just looking at Del Mar, and we know that it's a dirt route race, so we want to select the surface to be dirt. You can use all of them, turf, dirt, whatever, so we're going to select dirt here. And a route race, we know that that's 8 furlongs or longer, so we go over here and we set the distance to 8 furlongs to the maximum. So when we run that, if we hit start search, right off the bat, this comes back and tells us, hey, it found 30 results. And if you scroll down here, it's going to show you all of the results that it found. So it's going to say, hey, Del Mar race 1, 7, and 10, and it shows you all the horses that qualified, all the horses that are running in dirt route races. Now what we haven't set yet is the type of race or the class. So in here, we're going to uncheck all of them, and we're only concerned with claiming races right now, so we just want to click on claiming, and we'll hit start search again, and you can see now that we're down to 18 results, which would be the 18 horses running in dirt claiming route races today at Del Mar. So that's pretty straightforward. We know that there's going to be 2 dirt claiming route races. That's race 1 and race 10. You can see here the distance is 8 furlongs in both of them, and so this is just the way to narrow down that race type. Now from the email again, we know that the factor that we're looking for is speed last race. So let's go over here and set that. Now in Angler, you want to limit these results to horses that are ranked first in speed last race. The way to do that is you click the factors button here, and there's obviously every factor that we have is available here. So you want to find the speed last race. So you click the speed tab and you scroll down until you see speed last race. And this is based on the ranking. So we want the rank to be number 1. We want the horse that's ranked first in speed last race. We set that to first. So the minimum is first and the maximum is first. Now if we wanted the first and second one, we would do it like that. It would bring back horses ranked first or second. Or if we wanted to get really complicated, we could say horses ranked 8th through 10th. But obviously we just want the first one, so ranked first, we set them both we slide those both together. On the number 1 you get the minimum 1, maximum 1, and now we hit start search again, and now we see we have 2 results. So it's narrowed down of all those. It's today at Del Mar on the dirt, distance greater than 8 furlongs in a claiming race where the horse is ranked exactly first in speed last race. And so we come down here and we can see who those 2 horses are, and it's Papa Royale and Accelerant, and one of them's 3.5 to 1 or 7 to 2, and the other one's 8 to 1. So these are the 2 horses that it found. Now this is a very simple 1-factor angle that you can create. Now if you create one of these angles for every one of those factors that we had in the email, you'll get a couple of plays each day. So let's say we're happy with this as it is. This is again real basic, and what you want to do in general is you want to have more than one factor there. You can do other things to increase the accuracy of these factors that we've sent out, and you can look at that in several different ways. But the easiest is to just click on the Analyze Winners button. But anyway, let's save this angle. We'll call it save. We'll save the angle. We click the Save button, and we're going to call this Delmar Claiming Dirt Route, and we save it. And if I were to run my angles button today, I'll click that, and you can see that it'll pop up and it'll tell me, hey, we ran your angles and you have two angles, two horses met the conditions of your angle, and here they are. So now you can, the more angles you have, obviously the more horses are going to pop up in here. And so if you had an angle for every one of these factors today, you might return 15 or so horses that you would potentially want to bet on. So we'll close that. Now again, to check this angle, here are the conditions we have. Our date range is set to today. So let's change that and just verify what we have in that email. We would go back and we'd say we don't want it to be today, but we want to go back to 2015. We'll start on July 1st and we'll end it on 2016. I don't know what the end date was, so we'll just say end of 2016. So 2015 through 2016 at Delmar, you can see that all the other information is the same. We've just changed the date. So we'll hit the Start Search button down here, and we should get a lot of results come back. And we have 82 horses that were ranked first in speed last race running in these types of races, this type of race at Delmar, and this breaks out the percentages for you here. So you can see that the return was 30-40, and that matches what was in the email. And here's a difference that I want to point out to you. In our email, it says that you win 35.8% of the races. And that's true. You win 24 out of 67 races. You can see here that your win is 24, but and the percentage is only 29.3 here, and that's because there's going to be ties. So it's saying of the 82 horses that were ranked first in speed last race, only 29% of them won. Now that's a minor. It's an important difference to understand. It's the 24 winners. May have been there may have been a race or two or three that had 2 or 3 horses that were tied for speed last race in it. So that's why your overall percentage is a little bit lower here than it is on the number of races you won. The win percent on the races was 35.8%, but again, some of those has multiple horses in it. So consider that when you're looking at these angles. That's basically it. We wanted to keep this video short, but you would repeat this process for every race type that you wanted to create an angle for. So just real quickly, we'll run through it again. We'll hit clear all. That clears out all the conditions. The only thing that's left is today. We would go back and we would say, all right, again, you'd pick the track Delmar, the surface dirt, and we'll say sprint races. So anything under 8, we'll say it's from 4 furlongs to 7.5 furlongs. And we'll select claiming, and so now we have a dirt claiming sprint angle ready to be created. And then we would find, looking at our email over here, or the data for that email, we would find that average best 2 of the last 3 is the factor we want to start with there. And so we would come down to the factors, speed, average best 2 of the last 3, which is up here, ranked first, and we see that that's now one of our conditions on our angle. We'd hit Start Search, and this is a good one. We see that it found 2 that are running today, and when we go down here, we're going to see that these are both in the same race number 2. We got 2 horses that are tied for first in average best 2 of the last 3, and I'll show you how that. If you click on any of these, it's going to pop up the race in Bird Dog, so you can take a look at that and see exactly which two horses were tied, and that's number 3 and number 6. So go back to Bird Dog, and you can see over here on this main screen, we would go down to the factors, speed, average best 2 last 3, and we'll give that a value. Go back here, and you can see now that this, that little one factor mix has 2 horses at 100, and that's the 3 and the 6. So if you wanted to bet these religiously, then you would bet both of those horses to win. You would bet the 3 and the 6 to win, or you could come back here and you could add some other stuff to your angle to break that tie. Maybe you want to say average best 2 last 3 is first, and I don't know, maybe you something about class. So you could break that by saying, and they had to have last race class was in the top 2. And if you did that, you'd only get 1 horse. That would be down here. You would see this horse now is the only one that's returned in the result. That's the horse that's ranked first in average best 2 last 3, and at least first or second in last race class. So you can break the tie a lot of different ways, and with an angle, or just on your own through looking at Bird Dog. But that's, in a nutshell, that's it. Now you could save that angle. We would call that Delmar Dirt Claiming Sprint, and we would save that. And when I go up here and run my angles, now I know that I'm going to see a couple of more horses pop in on the angles that have live today. These are the horses that would show up. So in race number 1, we have that dirt route horse. Race number 2, we have the dirt claiming sprint horse, and then in race number 10, we have the other dirt route horse. So you can add an angle for every single race type that we have on that email, and you can certainly do a lot better than that in the long run by modifying those angles, adding in other conditions. And take a look at some of the other angler videos if you want some help on that, or you can just send me an email and I'll help you. Glad to help whenever I can. Hope all that made sense. I hope you all get up and running on Angler and use this information, win a bunch of races at Del Mar. We'll send out some similar information for Saratoga when that starts, I believe on Friday or Saturday. And we also will certainly help in any way possible. I want to make sure that you understand that we realize this can be a little bit complicated, so don't feel bad for asking questions. We answer hundreds of questions about Angler and Betmix in particular, so feel free to shoot them on over to us whenever you have them. All right, talk to you later.